Chapter 7 Hrothgar and Beowulf. Then Hrothgar, the lord of the Shieldings, spoke. I remember this man when he was but a boy. His father was Ectheo, noble and famed, a warrior whose name once rang through our lands. Hrethel the Geat gave him a daughter in marriage, and now their son, bold of heart, has come to us. Seafarers once told me tales that Beowulf's grip had the strength of 30 men. Surely the Almighty has sent him to us, to aid the Danes in our hour of need, to strike down the terror that haunts our hall. I shall reward him richly, for courage such as his deserves great gifts. Go now, he said, invite them in swiftly, tell them that they are truly welcome. Wulfgar turned and called to the Geats. My liege lord Hrothgar, king of the Danes, knows your names and honours your journey. He bids you welcome, brave men from the sea. Come now in your armour, your helms on your heads, but leave your shields and spears here by the door, until you've spoken with the lord of the hall. Then rose Beowulf, leader of men, with his chosen warriors close at his side. Some remained to guard their gear, the rest strode forward, proud, under helms, guided into Heorot, that golden hall. Beowulf, bright in his mailcoat, stepped forward, his armour masterfully made, gleaming in the firelight. He spoke. Hail to thee, Hrothgar, king of the Danes. I am Beowulf, kinsman of Hygelak. His loyal warrior, I have faced many trials. From across the sea, word reached our shores of your grief and of Grendel, who haunts your hall in the dark of night, spilling blood and spreading dread. This noble band of warriors, wise and brave, urged me to come to you and offer aid. They've seen my strength in battle, now I return blooded from war. Having slain 5 fierce foes, broken the ranks of giants, and crushed sea monsters beneath the waves. Now I come alone to face your demon. Grant me this, noble Hrothgar. Let me and my men cleanse Heorot. I have heard the fiend bears no blade, fights with no weapons, so I too will fight barehanded, with no sword or shield, only my strength. Let fate decide who falls. And should death take me, let Grendel feast on me as he has your men. You need not bury me or weep for my loss. If I die, let him drag me to the moorlands, to lie in pieces, forgotten by men. But if I fall, send this armour, this breastplate forged by Wayland himself, to my king Hygelak. Let him know that I fought with honour. Let fate take its course, for fate, in the end, is always supreme. Chapter 8 Hrothgar and Beowulf continued. Then Hrothgar, helm of the Shieldings, replied, You've come, brave Beowulf, to help my people, to guard us and give us your strength in our need. I knew your father well, his deeds echo still. Ectheo once struck down Heorot in a fierce feud among the Wilfing tribes, the Wedder folk. Fearing the blood feud's wrath could no longer shelter him, so he fled over the sea's waves to the South Danes' shore. It was early in my reign, the hoard seat still young beneath my hand. My kinsman Heorot had passed away, Halfdane's eldest, nobler than I. Your father sought shelter, I gave him peace, paid the blood price to the Wilfing clan, sent treasure across the water wide, and oaths were exchanged to settle the feud. It grieves me now to speak of the sorrow Grendel has brought upon this hall. Since that shadow stalker first came, my warriors have fallen, my hall is hollow. Fate has seized them. Grendel has crushed the best of my men in the black of night. God alone could halt such a horror. My thanes, deep in drink, have boasted before. They claimed they would stand when Grendel came, but morning always found the benches broken, blood on the floors and death in the dawn. The hall would be crimson, soaked in sorrow, the lifeless laid low, my ranks thinned and mourning. Now come, noble guest, sit at the table, let your bold heart comfort our spirits. Show us your greatness, your glorious fame, as your will stirs you, so let it shine. A bench was prepared for Beowulf's warriors, and proudly the Geats took their place at the feast. Brave-hearted they sat, battle-hardened and strong, and a servant poured sweet, bright mead into their cups. The gleeman sang, his voice rose in Heorot, lifting the spirits of the Danes and the Geats alike. The hall rang with joy and hope once again, as warriors shared drink and the promise of glory. Chapter 9. Unferth taunts Beowulf. Then Unferth, son of Ecglaf, rose. He sat at the feet of his sovereign lord. With sharp words and scorn, he challenged the guest. Driven by envy that glory was given to one so gallant, famed in far lands. "Are you Beowulf," Unferth began, "who battled Breca and foolishly dared a swimming match in the frozen sea, risking your lives for no worthy cause? In your pride you plunged through the ocean's grip, struggled for days in storm and wave, clutching your swords, cutting through swells, fierce in your boast, but foolish in your hearts. No man, not one, believed you'd survive, that you or Breca would break the sea's hold. Yet you drifted apart, and Breca, they say, reached the shore first, crowned with glory. He outlasted you in icy death waves, braver, better, so men remember. You've strength, it's true, but not enough, and you'll meet your match if you face Grendel. You'll find no glory, just gory defeat, if you dare stand where others have fallen." Chapter 10. Beowulf replies with calm fury. Then Beowulf, strong and fearless, stood tall, and answered Unferth with measured might. "You've spoken, Unferth, and told a tale, but twisted facts with your jealous tongue. True, I swam with Breca, side by side, locked in the sea for 7 nights, with sword at my side in case of sea beasts, and beasts were there, bloodthirsty and grim. The deep boiled around me. I slew 9 monsters, dragged them to darkness with iron and rage. None of your kin, nor you yourself, could match that struggle, that war with the waves. You speak of Breca, but I bested him, not by speed, but by slaying the sea's spawn. And what of you, Unferth? You've never dared a deed like mine, nor faced down death. Worse still, I've heard in your own hall, you slew your brothers, stained with their blood. You speak of honour, your blade is cursed, your heart unclean, your fame a shadow. If Grendel had met true warriors here, this hall would not be haunted still. But he fears no Dane, he kills at will, finds no match among Hrothgar's men. Tonight I'll face him, without sword or shield, hand to claw, I'll grasp his fate, and when the sun rises, let men remember that Beowulf dared where others fled. Chapter 11. Hrothgar's banquet, joy renewed. The hall grew hushed, the hearth fire burned, as Beowulf's words, bold and proud, echoed like iron through timbered beams. Hrothgar, ring-giver, raised his voice. Joy stirred again in the heart of Heorot. Great is your spirit, Geat of glory. Strong are your words, as fierce as your will. You've braved the sea and battle's wrath, and now you offer your strength to save us. Since Grendel's shadow fell on our hall, few have dared to lift a blade, but you, bright hero, bring new hope, to end our sorrow with your might. Feast now with us, O fearless one, drink from our cup, let joy be renewed, for if fate is kind and God is willing, Heorot will shine again, unshamed. The benches filled, the horns were passed, gold goblets brimming with mead, laughter rose like harp notes bright, the gloom of Grendel briefly forgotten. The Scop struck chords on his silver-stringed harp, and sang of Sigmund, slayer of serpents, hero of old who fought the fire drake, and earned eternal praise in song. He told of Fitela, Sigmund's kin, and of battles in shadow, of treasures won, of brave deeds done for honour, not gold, and how strength and courage outlasts kings. Then the singer's song turned solemn and deep, telling of Heorot, a hero turned cruel, who spurned his people, hoarded his joy, and fell to grief, unloved by all. The Danes grew quiet, hearts reflective, while Hrothgar, wise, watched Beowulf. He saw in him not just youthful pride, but purpose and fate's favour shining bright. At last the mead cups circled again, the hall once more alive with mirth. The warriors toasted their guest and hailed him hope, hero, deliverer. Yet outside the night grew deep and cold, and Grendel stirred in the fens of the moor. Sensing joy, his hatred awakened, but within Heorot the feast endured, lit by laughter, warmed by the promise that dawn might bring a world reborn. Chapter 12. The Fight with Grendel. The sun sank low and darkness crept across the moors and mist-veiled marshes. In Heorot's hall the hearth fire flickered. The Danes departed, their trust in fate, leaving Beowulf to face the night. The Geatish hero, stern and still, laid aside helm, shield and sword. No weapon I'll wield, he vowed aloud, for Grendel bears none, nor blade nor mail. We meet as equals, hand against claw, and let God judge whose grip shall hold. His warriors lay in quiet ranks, armour beside them, hearts prepared. They knew not all would see the dawn, but stood by Beowulf, bound by honour. The hall grew silent, outside a wind. It whispered across the fen-bound moor, and Grendel came, his hatred deep, drawn by laughter, the light of joy which stabbed him like a bitter spear. The door gave way with a demon's strength. Grendel stormed through, fury in his eyes aglow with greedy wrath. He seized the sleeper, snapped him lifeless, crushed bone, drained blood, and laughed. Then reached for more, his arms stretched wide, but found no fear, nor prey that fled, but Beowulf, waiting, wakeful and grim. Fingers locked like iron chains, the monster started, shocked by strength, greater than any he'd ever grasped. He tried to flee, the foe was fast. Beowulf held him, hands like clamps. The hall shook wildly, benches cracked, walls groaned with the weight of war. The Geats leapt up, but dared not strike. No blade could bite that demon's hide. Grendel howled, his arm torn free. Muscle and sinew split from bone. He fled, blood spouting, to the moor, his death songs trailing through the night. The hall stood strong, its heart defended, its rafters red with victory's proof. The warriors stared, then joy broke loose. They praised their captain, praised his might, praised the power of heaven's hand. There, nailed high upon the hall, hung Grendel's arm, his savage claw, a trophy torn by hero's hand, a token of wrath repaid with wrath.